Welcome, everyone. It is 5:03, and this is the library board meeting for March 13th. I'll call this meeting to order. We do have a quorum. We need to approve the minutes for the library board meeting that was held on November 14th. Have a motion to approve or deny the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, the minutes are approved. First order of business is a PowerPoint presentation that Ms. Donna has for us, updating us on the water damage at the library. You wanna take it away?
Thank you very much. Thank you. They say that words are worth 1,000, pictures are worth 1,000 words. Turn that around there. So I wanted just to bring a few slides today to let those of you who have not got to see the water damage to see it, and also for our public to be able to view it. It's kind of hard to see with the lights on there, but that is our teen room that was the genealogy room. That's about 2 inches of water standing in the floor there. The utility room is on the back side of that computer, and when the backflow failed, then the water started pouring into the utility room, and then it spilled over into the teen room, and then into my office, the computer lab, and then out into the library. It's another picture of the teen room. This is the computer lab. You can see a little bit better there, the water that is standing. We were very, very fortunate in that we lost no computers and no books. The copier printer was just fine.
Wow.
The Parks and Rec guys got over there quickly, got the backflow turned off, and of course shut down the electricity to all the outlets. This is out into the main library. Rivers were just flowing. This was probably after about an hour and a half of the water happening, so it's already soaked into the floor by that time, but you can still see some puddles. Again, another picture of a huge puddle. That one we say we could put our canoe in.
The reflections are what
Right.
does it justice.
Yes.
Right. Really doesn't. I mean, it's.
Were those bottom shelves already empty of books, or did you have?
They were already empty of books.
Wow.
Yes, we were very thankful. In fact, probably about a year ago, we did have some books on the bottom shelves, but we had been able to weed and to shift books up, and were able to get those books up for our patrons so they didn't have to bend down so far to get them. And this was a lifesaver there. And we have more puddles here. This is looking toward the gallery. Now, all those shelves had to be moved in the main section up to where the water damage was. The water came up to the reference desk and was actually under the reference desk also. So there were probably 10 shelves that in one way or another was affected by the water. So Cheryl and Bruce, our city admin, our city admin assistant, and our HR person came over. They called in reinforcements for us. We had Public Works, Streets, Fleet, Water, Utilities, Parks and Rec, Codes people all came over, helped us move all of those books. We moved approximately 35,000 items and had to move the shelves because our end caps are wood. So it was important that we get those out of the water quickly. So at that time, Parks and Rec ran and brought over as many tables as possible, and we put them all over the library, and we have books stacked there. This is a pic of the guys moving the shelf one of the very many heavy shelves that we had. Another pick of our books. This is in the children's department. Those are adult books that we had to place over there. I really appreciate all the help that the guys did. We were moving books on book carts. We also had some Kroger's baskets. Shout out to Kroger. That we were putting books and items in and rolling them over just as quickly as we can. The guys helping us were very concerned about keeping them in order. And we really appreciate that. There was no way we could keep them in a lot of order, but we did try to place on one table at a time and go from there. This is a picture of the library when they brought in the dehumidifiers and the fan. We had, let's see if I can point it out, we had 11 of those, and then several of the fans. And then we also had 2 bigger dehumidifiers that was sucking the moisture out of the air. And I do believe them getting on that so quickly and us getting the books out of that main area has helped save a lot. We did not have that musty smell or that moldy smell at all. Wow. They hit it really quickly, and we're very appreciative of that. Of course, with moving the shelves, you also had to, moving the big shelves, you also had to take the small shelves off the big shelves. So we have piles of those, or did have, all around the library. Okay, the water had seeped up under here and got into the insulation. So the people who were dehumidifying basically knock out around the drywall and open that up, pull out some insulation for that to dry. Parks and Rec since has come back, recut drywall to place around so that we could get our baseboards back on. We took advantage of this time. This is the reference desk, and it has always been turned to face toward the wall, towards City Hall. The one issue that we had found over the years, people can pass behind the desk there, and sometimes workers didn't realize that they were there or we were taking money. So it felt a little bit unsafe at that time. We had come up with some chains to kind of help keep people, to reroute people around the desk. But we took this opportunity to actually turn the reference desk where it is facing toward the gallery. So when people first walk around, that's going to be a welcoming sight that they see. And Parks and Rec did a great job of making that a very welcoming sight. Here they are dismantling the desk. Along with dismantling the desk, they had to reroute the electricity. So that was jackhammers in the concrete and pouring more concrete, rerouting the concrete in conduit. We built this nice wall here. The reference desk will back up to this wall, as you can see, and it's also very open so that patrons can still, whoops, okay. Hold on, I'm getting back. There we go.
Almost.
There we go. Okay. Patrons can come up to receive their prints. This area is also open, but it does give us the area of an office. They still have plans to put reference across here. They added lights, which is something that we needed, and made this just a really great reference office area. So we're excited about that. That's the back of the wall. It's wood, and we're going to use that. We're going to put hooks up there to display different artwork. And there's the new backflow. That was the baby that caused, that one wasn't the baby, but the one before it caused a lot of problems. We have named this one the David. because David McGowan had to go through a shower of water on that very cold February 15th and turn off a handle, which is located, well, there we go, about right there. So he had to run through the water to get to that. So we have named that the David. I have more pictures. I just didn't bring them over. I would like to get those to you. But it has been an adventure. And it has also shown what a great team we have at the city of Laverne. They all came together for us. And it's also showed our patrons. We've had so many people, we try to keep people updated on Facebook as much as possible, that have offered to volunteer. And we will be using volunteers to help us cart the books back to the shelves when we get to that point. So we can go on down, and do you have any questions about the pictures at this time? Okay.
Ready for number
Do we
two?
just-
Okay. Item number 2 is February 15th, 27 water damage update.
Okay.
Is that, or did we cover that in this?
A little bit. I'll just run through just real
Okay.
quick. The new backflow was installed. We had 13 days that we dried out and dehumidified. Our insurance, TML, has approved the damaged carpet to be replaced. And our Board of Mayor and Aldermen approved purchase of carpet tiles for the entire library. We are going to carpet tiles in case we do have any other damage, that we'll be able just to take up those particular tiles and replace those. Okay. When we ordered the carpet tiles, we ordered 2 more cases just to have them on hand. And the carpet tiles should be in by the end of this week, and carpet should be going down starting early part of next week.
Great.
It is a really attractive pattern, too. I think it's an attractive pattern, the new tiles.
It's going to be quite different than
Yes.
what was down. That, of course, was chosen 17 years ago. And that was awesome, beautiful carpet. But now it's time for a little bit of update. And so we're excited about the new pattern that's coming in.
Maybe you can bring one next time, like when we have the special
Yes.
show. They
I
should be
sure-
in by then.
I sure will.
Item number 3 is the library improvements, the HVAC unit and the painting.
Yes. Along with the water damage, we knew that our heating and air conditioning system, our main system, was limping along. We have Band-Aided, and I know that we've even had to close the library a couple of days because of cooling issues back in the summer. We've had to put more and more Freon into our HVAC. And so our HVAC just decided that when the water damage occurred, even though it was not damaged by the water, there was some water that got into the intake, but it did not cause damage per se, it died. It just said, I'm done. So when we turned it back on one of those really warm days, right after the water damage happened, it would not cool. And AC Services had to come in, put in a lot of Freon, and just told us, this is it. We have to change the coils, or we need to replace the whole unit. We knew if we changed the coils, again, that was just a bigger Band-Aid. So we really appreciate the Board of Mayor of Aldermen. They have approved for a new HVAC, and AC Services won the bid on that, the quote. But the only problem is there's a 7-week build time, which is a problem but not a problem, because this way we can go ahead and get the carpet down, we can get our books back on the shelves, we can do some of the other improvements that we need to do, and at the same time they're building our new HVAC, and then they will put it in. And from what I hear, they're going to be using a crane to put part of it in. So that will be a very interesting day. But we're excited to have new heating and air coming in at the same time. The painting, we had some money in capital funds for this year. And so Parks and Recreation thought this would be a very good time to do some painting in the library. They have completed the entryway, the front hallway insets. the computer lab, the teen room. All of those look fabulous. We have not painted the green part of the library. As you know, our library has like 3 different shades. There was a yellow, there was a light green, and there was a darker green. The light green and the darker green go up into like the tall ceilings. They looked okay. The yellow is what is down where we touch it and it gets a lot of use and abuse. And so we chose a color called jonquil, which is just a tad darker than what was on the wall, and it looks great. It really does. So it's brightened up the library, it's made it look nice and clean, and we'll be getting all new rubber baseboard. That's going to be chocolate, so it's going to just really fall right in with the painting. The carpet tile that we're getting is called Black Velvet. It's not black, but it does have a blackish background to it, and then all different types of shades of stripes, from a golden to a light blue. It's just really pretty. It will be able just to really fit in with the library furnishings and all the things that we have in the library. The teen room was painted gray. We want that to be a nice and neutral color because they're going to be hanging artwork, and so we're excited about being able to paint that teen room. Then the reference desk was repositioned.
Yep. Have they started the air conditioner build? Do you know?
I do not know. We did contact them, and so I'm pretty sure they were already looking toward that. We contacted them on Wednesday after the BOMA meeting.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Okay, number 4 is May 13th, target date for reopening.
Sounds like a long way away. From February 15th to May 13th. If we can make it sooner, we would. But with the 7-week build on the HVAC and with getting all of the carpet down, all the shelves back in, all of the moving of the office furniture that needs to be done, we feel that this is a pretty good target date. That's a Saturday, and you would wonder why we were going to open on a Saturday. Because we're going to party.
Yes.
We are going to cook hot dogs, and we're going to have popcorn outside of the library, not on the new carpet. And then we're going to come in, and we're going to have all sorts of great programs, and everyone's going to be so excited to check out books and to get back on those computers. But we want to celebrate with our patrons. And I do want to take this time to apologize to the patrons and also to tell them thank you for being so patient with us and understanding. I cannot think of one really big complaint that we've had. We've had a lot of concern. We've had a lot of, oh no, we're going to miss the library, which we understand. But the patrons of our community have been so understanding, and we really appreciate that. So we're going to do something good for them.
Great. Okay, number 5, the remaining library board meeting dates, they are going to be May 8th, July 10th, September 11th, and November 13th. Those are all on Mondays, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And looks like we will need to have a special called meeting in April to review the next fiscal year budget, correct?
That's correct. And the reason that we are not reviewing it at this time, I need to meet with our finance director to go over the budget, and then we will have some budget hearings at that time. So I will have a more firmed up budget after that I can bring to you all. But I do need to bring it to you before our May meeting, because then they will be voting on the first reading of the new fiscal year budget at the BOMA meeting. So I will need to get that to you all first for a recommendation. And that date is to be decided. So I will get that to you all just as soon as we have decided upon that date.
Okay. Next board meeting is Monday, May 8th. If no one has anything else? You want? We'll
Great.
call this meeting adjourned.